Hi, my name is Paula Sturm, and I am the owner of Radically Nourished. And I'm a functional medical dietitian, and I help people who are struggling with autoimmune conditions, gut health issues, and hormonal imbalances. And here's another little tip for you. And this one is on breakfast. And breakfast, I feel, is one of the most important meals of the day. I feel it does set your day up for good, healthy habits, gives you the energy you need throughout the day, and also helps mitigate cravings throughout the day, helps us prevent us reaching from sugar in the late afternoon. So I like to start off with a higher protein breakfast, lots of fiber, lots of color for breakfast. And I want to give you some options of things to consider for breakfast. And since I do see a lot of people who are gluten-free, my recommendations are going to be gluten-free. But if you aren't gluten-free and you don't need to follow that recommendation, go ahead and choose the gluten-containing options of your choice. So one of my favorite things is eggs. And sometimes we get sick of eggs, but there's options that you can make. And egg muffin cups are one of those great options that you can customize different vegetables. You can add maybe a little bacon or a little sausage, and you can make a whole bunch and you can stick them in your freezer or you can stick them in the fridge for a few days. Grab 2 or 3, depending on the size of your muffin tins, and then you're off to go. You can warm them up. Some people like to even eat them cold, but they're great for breakfast. Maybe serve them with a side of some berries, and you're good to go. You can take those with you. Love easy, portable things. The only thing is you just have to meal prep those. Another option could be a sweet potato avocado toast. Maybe this is a great one to have for a Sunday brunch where you take thin slices of sweet potato, bake them in a oven, and then top them with avocado, and then maybe add a couple eggs on top, maybe serve them with a side of some berries, very antioxidant rich, complex carbs, healthy fats, and protein. All of my favorite things. Maybe you also want to choose a paleo type waffle that's made from a lower glycemic flour like coconut flour, or a combination of coconut flour and almond flour, having some waffles and having some eggs alongside of that and some berries for some color. You could make something like a oat meal that is actually not oats. It's made with different things. It could be made with ground nut blends like pecans and walnuts and almonds, and then you put you can warm it up and you can add some nut milk on it or regular dairy milk if you aren't sensitive, and then top that with some fruit, maybe add a little collagen powder for some added protein, some cinnamon. You can also use rice cauliflower, which sounds a little weird, right? Cauliflower for breakfast? Sure, why not? Or maybe you add some rice cauliflower to the nut mix for that oatmeal. So there's some different recipes on the internet for that. You could also maybe do a gluten-free sandwich. So if you have a big appetite in the morning, maybe you have Bedrock Bakers makes some great bagels and English muffins that are gluten-free, and you could use one of those, put some eggs in there and maybe some arugula and maybe some avocado, and you have a nice breakfast sandwich. Other things could be a hash, especially on the weekend, where you can chop up some sweet potatoes or regular potatoes, some bell peppers, some onions, season it with some chili powder, some cumin, throw in some cilantro if you like, add in some greens like a power green mix or some spinach, and then top that with some eggs. Love that one. You could make some muffins. There's great gluten-free muffin recipes made with bananas or zucchini. So you can get some added vegetables and fruits in there, and then serve that with some eggs and have another side of a fruit for some added color. Hard-boiled eggs are one of my favorite. Hard boil a whole bunch of eggs for the week and then grab a couple of those, grab a small container of blueberries, and you can be out the door. So just so long as you're getting something and it does not have to be complicated. You could layer a parfait. You could either use a gluten-free yogurt or a Greek yogurt that's higher in protein. If you use a gluten-free or a dairy-free yogurt, they're usually not as high as in protein. So you'd want to add some protein powder to that or a collagen powder. And you can layer that with, maybe you sprinkle in some of those muffins you made, and then top that with some berries. And then you layer those in like a mason jar, and you tighten up the jar. You have a couple of those in the fridge and you can grab those. Similarly, you can make overnight oats or chia seed puddings, stir in some protein powder after it's sat in the fridge for a little bit, top those with some berries. Those are great options for breakfast as well. So I hope this has given you some good ideas for some high protein, complex, colorful breakfasts that are super healthy and super quick.